You guys made your voice heard. I told you at the 10 count I was going to start something new. I was going to give you guys a voice. I was going to let you guys decide what you want me to see to do on the 10 count. And for February, you made your voice heard. So here I am, getting ready to show you what it's all about. You guys voted. We are now going to be doing a 10 count today on your top 10 submission specialists. Run with us. Number 10. We start off with Mr. Bob Backlund. Now I know you're saying, Bob Backlund? What? Submission specialist? Yes, Bob Backlund to me is a submission specialist. Where did you first see the crossface chicken wing? First time I saw it was when I was a kid. Bob Backlund slapped that on Bret Hart and you're sitting there like, what in the world? What's going on here? Mr. Backlund, you are a hero, sir. I thank you for what you've done to wrestling. Your crossface chicken wing will live in infamy for me as a nightmare that I have once in a blue moon. Number 9, Mr. William Regal. Your Regal stretch. Oh, it gives me chills. Watching that in WCW, oh my goodness. Even though you were Lord Steven Regal then, wow. Your submissions were on point. You also did the crossface chicken wing too sometimes. And you also actually did a full Nelson and a half Nelson in your matches. It's just amazing to think what you've done for this industry. And actually, you running NXT right now, helping them, phenomenal. You are an important factor in wrestling. I will tell you that right now. Number 8. Now, this one is interesting because back in WCW, there was a feud between this guy and a guy that may be named later. But you claim to be the man of 1,004 holds. 1,004, huh? Chris Jericho, the Lion Tamer, or the Walls of Jericho. I prefer the Lion Tamer, sticking his knee to your head while you're in a Boston Crab. Brutal. Just brutal. You also did a backbreaker submission as well. And you also did some sleeper holds, a sleeper slam. You did a couple things back in the day. But you know what, Chris, I respect you for what you do. You are a submission specialist in my book. But guess what? Number 7 is the man of 1,000 holds that you thought you were better than. Dean Malenko. You know what? Underrated. Doesn't get a lot of love. Have you ever seen him slap on his Texas Cloverleaf? Do you want to be in that submission? Nah, I'm good. Super good. But you know what? We can thank him for the STF because that was the first time I've ever seen that as well. Dean Malenko, man of 1,000 holds. The Malenko leg lock makes my knees buckle thinking about that as well. That is one man in WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan. If he was young in this era, he would thrive. He would be a world champion. Number 6, the Crippler, Chris Benoit. That Crippler crossface, you slap that on. Brutal. He also did the sharpshooter as well, and he did a couple other submissions. But anytime you saw Chris Benoit do anything in a ring, whether it was submission, German suplex, headbutts, definite submission specialist. Number 5, the villain, Marty Scroll. Now, some of you know his work, and some of you don't. Some of you just watch WWE and you're like, who is the villain Marty Scroll? I want you to pause this video for a second. I want you to YouTube Marty Scroll. Just watch the first 2 or 3 videos and then come back to this video and you're just going to sit there with the face like me like, what? That's all you need to do, and that's all you need to say. Oh yeah, by the way, his crossface chicken wing, lethal. Number 4, I want you to look at my face here. You saw him at a tournament in WWE. Saber Jr. I want you to pause this video again, YouTube Saber Jr. And when you come back, I'll wait. Do you see some of these submissions he does? How do people survive? How are people even alive? There's one submission where your arms are up by your head and he's sitting on top of you, bending you like a pretzel. What? Next level stuff. That is one guy. If he signed with WWE, look out. But he's a big name in New Japan and everywhere else, so I can't fault him for not going to WWE yet. But look out. Number 3. Some people in WWE call him Daniel Bryan. I call him the American Dragon. What he does in WWE is good. I mean, yes, he does the yes lock, or the label lock, or the no lock. But go back to Ring of Honor for a second. Wow. Just phenomenal submission technician. The stuff he did back then, it's insane. And if he does end up back in Ring of Honor, look out now. The world will be shook. Number 2. Now, you may have won Olympic gold in 1996, but you don't win the gold in this video. You get the silver. Kurt Angle, that ankle lock. Body scissors. Rear naked choke. He can do it all. Can you tell me one time where Kurt Angle just had a bad match? No. Can you tell me one time where Kurt Angle never did a submission? No. Phenomenal. Probably the greatest wrestler in the mid-2000s to early 2010s. And he wasn't even in WWE. Now, I have an honorable mention, and I know what you're thinking. Why isn't Ric Flair on the list? I want to give you guys a little heads up here. Rick, I love Rick's work, but I don't really classify Rick as a submission specialist, to be honest with you. Because the only submission move he really ever did was the figure 4 leg lock. Can you, besides the sleeper hold, can you name another submission move that Ric Flair did? I can't. Also, 2 other submission specialists that I'm going to include on here in my honorable mention. Owen Hart, phenomenal submission specialist. And Samoa Joe, the Coquina Clutch. Don't put me in it. I'll be done. But your number 1 submission specialist goes to the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart. Sharpshooter. All you gotta say is sharpshooter and it goes to Bret Hart. So you'll think Sting if you say Scorpion Deathlock, but sharpshooter, Bret Hart. And also, he took the figure 4 to the next level in WWE by using the ring post and wrapping your legs around the ring post and making you scream and tap while the ref counted the 5 before he got disqualified. The pink and black attack. Don't mess with the Hart. He had that Hart dungeon. He learned all the submission moves there. What do you expect? That's the list, guys. Thank you so much for voting on the February poll for submission wrestlers, submission specialists. Another poll has been put up. Make sure you vote for that. Make your voice heard. If you want to see something in the future 10 counts on polls, tweet us, message us, let us know. We're here. Follow us at Run the Ropes RTR on Twitter. Follow us at Run the Ropes on Facebook. And make sure you hashtag Run With Us. I'm RDub at Run the Ropes, and that is your February poll winner for submission specialists.